Hey guys, the girl right here. I'm doing a quick video. I had this idea before, like probably a couple of days. I did a baby one before, so I'm gonna put this in my parenting one. So while I'm doing this, I'm kind of gonna be organizing. As you probably recognize things like this, it's like stuff you get sheets in. Um, I might get a drawer for our individual stuff and throw away some stuff I don't need. But I'm gonna organize my daughter's stuff, things she don't need, things she needs. Some stuff is either too small for her head, so she can't wear it anyway. I want to show you this. It's like it's from my church and made it for my also a blanket for her. Is this twisted? I hate these stuff. Some of them, the cheap ones are just like, oh, I guess it works. I don't put in my daughter's hair often. But this is like when she was a newborn. Her head was so small and tiny. And obviously it stretches. But she made this for my daughter. Isn't it so cute? I like things like this. Like stuff like this I would never give away. I haven't given away any of my daughter's stuff yet. I haven't thrown away anything yet. Lie. I threw away one thing. So I said well, I could use it for my next child as a girl. Just because the zipper was not good. So I was like, it's not gonna work. And I think I threw away, I think I actually might have her winter coat, her pink coat, even though it's destroyed. Not destroyed, but the zipper also for that is not working properly. But that was just a cute newborn like coat. I made her wear that for almost till like she's a year old. And it was pink, even though I hate pink for girls or anybody really. Even though guys look good in pink, but because they always put pink for girls, oh my gosh, she's so girly. I hate it. But she has a lot of pink things, even though I hate pink. So it's very weird for me. Let me turn off these headphones so I don't lose the battery. Okay. So this is basically tips. I don't want to be rambling on and I don't realize what I'm saying or talking about or things like that. I should have probably set up these things before. I hope you guys can hear me, but the microphone is right there, so I think you can hear me. I hope I'm not too low. I hope you can hear me. I wish mine was on live right now, but I guess they'll tell me later. If anything I have to re-record it, I could do that because I had the baby, so I really have the tips on hand at all times. So I have like mad combs. I don't know. So yeah, tips on newborn babies. If you're gonna be a new mother, one thing you don't know, some people know, some people don't know, depending, like some people have kids and they don't never had siblings, or they weren't, even when I was a sibling, I never realized kids ate so often though, honestly. I figured when I got older they ate often, but I just never realized my mother getting up at nighttime. I feel like my brother never got up at nighttime to eat, probably because I was sleeping. I never realized when she got up at nighttime. I need to use this to part my daughter's hair because I always have her hair on even parts because I don't know how to part evenly. I'm trying to learn, really. I'm a horrible person at doing hair. But, yeah. So, if you don't know, suspected parents, mother, dad, if your siblings or somebody die and you end up taking care of somebody else's kid, which that happens to me sometimes in my apartment. But people who say space saver for the bathroom that goes over the toilet. So I have like, it's 3 different levels. I have this on there. I have one of those, and I think 2 of these, which when I declutter, my bad. When I declutter everything and get everything organized, I think I'm gonna get those. You know those drawers where I have like 3 drawers is plastic, and it's like that. But I think I'm gonna get also dividers for inside, so it could probably be about like bubbles, clips, bigger ones, headbands, stuff like that. Most of the stuff in here is my daughter's. I have a lot more stuff in storage, so my daughter's gonna have bubbles until she's I probably shouldn't have to buy anything until she probably 10 if she doesn't lose them or break them, because once they start getting stretched out, I don't put her in her hair because her hair tends to get knotted up and things like that very easy. I can't really do stuff without my glasses, but I'm so used to having them on that I just use them all the time. Yeah, so I have some of these. I bought some sheets obviously for my daughter's bed. Well, I got some sheets from somebody, and obviously the new sheets, duh, so I came in this. So yeah, so I have 4, including this one was folded up, and this, right? I might just do more parenting stuff because I'm doing, my daughter is not like she's 15 or 16, which I wish that was cool if I had it up. You know, I had her married young, which I had no problem with doing, having kids young. But I'm also Christian, so it's like, you know, you can't do that. But whatever. So yeah, I have a couple of those. I have some hair products I had to finish out because it's like literally almost nothing in here. Because I had my wash day yesterday. Maybe I'll put this in my hair while I talk to you guys. I had my wash day yesterday. I just put it in doodle braids and kind of tucked them in. You know how you tuck them in. And put a hat on and went outside because I was lazy. But I got my daughter to sleep mad early last night because she didn't. Well, usually when I have her home with me, I make her stay up the whole day so she's tired. So I gave her a shower and washed her hair around 6:20 or whatever. Probably 6:10. Took a little while. You know, you put your shampoo in twice. Put your conditioner in. I think I put that in twice too. Yeah, I made the conditioner stay in her hair until I finish her body. Then I wash up her hair. Then I finish her body. Whatever. I tried to one time do her hair without putting her in the tub. The worst idea ever for a kid. Unless I guess you have like a beauty supply version, you could probably make them lay back and do that. I think my daughter would probably still be like, so it's better when she's in the tub butt naked. And I say close your eyes. She closed her eyes. Now she gets the, you know, the point, because she understands what I'm saying. And more combs. And she closes her eyes and closes her nose with her hands. So she knows to breathe through her mouth, which is pretty smart. People, I feel like some kids don't get the concept that if you close your nose, you still can breathe through your mouth. But yeah. So it's empty. I was asking my friend, she has a daughter, she's 2 months old, or probably she's using her daughter's hair, because when my daughter was born, I had got Johnson & Johnson, so I used that on her hair and her body. But Johnson & Johnson, I feel like it's not very moisturizing. Maybe it is, whatever. But I had to use the lotion when she was first born. But then I feel like, and her skin was good. But I feel like it wasn't getting enough moisture in, so I used to use Aveeno. But Aveenos are very expensive, so right now I don't use Aveeno like that. Because I don't got the money. When I get my money up, Aveeno it is. Right now I'm using Dove body wash on her. You know they have, if you don't know, they have Dove baby soap. And I did not know that. Somebody gave it to me. I'm like, Dove make baby soap? I was confused. I was like, you better go ahead, Dove, trying to hit all those places in those markets. But yeah, Aveeno baby shampoo, I think it's baby wash, whatever. Aveeno baby, they have like a whole line for them. That's good for babies. If your kid's skin is not sensitive and you don't have the money like that, Johnson & Johnson is good. I used the Dove baby soap when she got a little bit older, so I can't tell you when she's a newborn if it affected her skin or not, if it was gentle. But you can use it on your stuff. So I assume that your baby's skin is just as sensitive as your stuff, your little intimate area. So I guess it probably is good. I use it too. I don't like bar soaps like that anymore. I'll try to do body wash, but I feel like when I use body wash, I use way too much body wash, so it goes so much faster. So I think, I don't know, they should probably make it into a pump. I think if it was a pump, it'll be better. But I feel like when you travel, when you have a pump, you have to push it down and close it. And that's probably the way you could also waste it. So I guess, whatever. So yeah. So if you never knew, you have to wake up every 2 to 3 hours, depending on how your kid is. Most people start to stay to 2 hours, but at nighttime you could kind of force it out to 3 so they could sleep a little bit longer. And so you could sleep a little bit longer because it can be very stressful, especially if you're doing it by yourself. Even though technically I had help, I did everything by myself. Because I didn't want people to touch my baby, because my husband didn't touch my baby yet at the time, because he doesn't live in the same country as me. So I wanted him to be the one who, other than doctors and nurses, touch my baby. So for 2 months, I had made nobody hold her, touch her, breathe on her, nothing. And like somebody did it by accident, and I almost flipped out, started crying. Because I just, when I say I promise somebody something, I really promise that person something. So I don't like to break promises, because I think it's just not cool. So that's how that worked for me in my life. It was a struggle, but I did it, and it worked out for me. And he saw his daughter, and he's like, oh my God, the airport, oh my gosh. So yeah. So if you never knew, they eat every 2 to 3 hours. At nighttime, you can stretch it out more. My daughter basically slept like 23 hours a day, so she wasn't even up that much. So I'll give her food while she's sleeping. And literally her eyes would be closed, but her mouth would be. But my daughter was the most wonderful child ever. I can honestly say that. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm gonna put those in there for now, but I'll take them back out later. See which one I actually want. I had bought this thing for my daughter, but my husband said don't use it, so I didn't use it because he said not to use it on her. I might use it on somebody else. I'm not gonna say who that person is, but some other person I'm gonna use it on them. So yeah, that sounds weird, right? I know. So about that. So with that, I did a timer. Some people could get up right away, 2 hours, they know their kid. Or most people, babies wake up when they're hungry at nighttime. Because my daughter didn't, I would have to physically, literally sometimes I'll just be up. Or I know for some reason my body would get up automatically in 2 hours and I'll be good. My daughter never woke me up at nighttime saying that she's hungry because she slept 23 hours a day, maybe to 24 sometimes. I don't know how she did it. But like maybe her eyes were closed. Maybe she just nosy like me. Her eyes were closed and she just be listening to my conversations. But my daughter will always be sleeping. I thought it wasn't normal. I'm like, she's sleeping so much. I had that like, when they sleep, they grow, blase, blase, blase. So if you're that person, if you're not easy to wake up either, you know, definitely. I didn't write any tips down, so I'm just kind of thinking of it off my head. And I had thought of some stuff, but I'm trying to remember it while I go. Definitely put on a timer on your phone on when the next 2 hours is, so you don't miss a feeding. Because one time I did miss the feeding, I went like over an hour over it. She wasn't hungry because she wasn't up, but I felt bad. I'm like, I'm starving my child. I'm sorry, baby. It was at nighttime, so probably she didn't really even care. But yeah. So other things, what can help you with time consumption for like at night, especially at nighttime, even the daytime. I wash her bottles, say once a day. I had a good amount of bottles, so I have to wash that often. So I make sure I can at least count for the day. And then some, like, I say up to like 2 or 3 bottles during the night. I try to have enough for all that. So probably like, maybe I'll wash, yeah. So I usually wash once a day. If you don't know how to do it, they have different ways that you can wash the bottles. But there's some people, you have to sanitize it, have the machine, clean it out. And sanitize it out for you. But I don't know if it depends if you want plastic bottles and if you want glass bottles. Glass bottles are hard. If you drive, I guess the glass bottles doesn't matter. But if you're a person who walks and take the bus like me, glass bottles are definitely too heavy because the way I pack stuff, I try to make sure I'm ready for a hurricane. It's outside with my daughter. Like, I had A&D ointment. Probably should do a video about that, about packing baby bags. I think that would actually be awesome, what you need in a baby bag. And probably you didn't even need some stuff because I be overpacking. Like, I would make sure, my daughter threw up a lot sometimes because the cereal, the milk she was having, she would throw it up a lot. So we had to actually change the formula she had because it had like added rice in it. So it wasn't like the rice cereal one, but I guess that's what they probably put in it. But the doctor said because the milk is too light, she had to get a different kind of formula, and that would stay in her stomach better. But yeah, not the point. So yeah. So I'm going off. If you listen to this more enough, you get my whole gist of everything. So you wash them out. You have a little spongy thing on top with the little bristly, really a bottle cleaner, right? And you have a bottle cleaner. And you wash that out, obviously with soap. Just don't wash it, plain old Jane. Some people might put bleach in their water, like when they wash their bottles. You could do that if you want to. I never really did that. Now I wash everything with bleach, but my baby stuff I just didn't feel comfortable. And I think that I wasn't living where I was living, to have all those stuff in my room, it would be a lot. So I didn't do that, but I definitely use soap. And then after that, I'll have the boiling. I had a huge pot. First I had a small one, but then I got two bottles. I got a huge pot, and I had about like 10, 11 bottles or so, and then I put everything in. Sometimes I have the water boiling up, so when I'm finished, I kind of put them in there and it stayed for like probably 10 minutes or so. Sometimes I put it in a little longer. But just make sure, this happened to my friend, this didn't fully happen to me, but it happened to me to one of my bottles a little bit, that it started morphing because the bottle went next to the pot, and because it was so hot, it started melting a little bit. So just be aware of things like that, okay? Um, so yeah, just be aware of things like that. And just be careful, honestly, when you do your bottles. Boiling water. So people, sometimes when I was lazy, I'll just take the boiling water and kind of rinse out instead of just only the outside, the whole thing getting, washed. I would just take the boiling water and rinse out the inside, and then that's it. But I like them to sit in the water. To me, I feel like it just kills all the bacteria. Especially when you have your kid, you just want to be as safe as possible if you can. If you have the space and the time to do all of that. So then, and then turn off the hot water and just make them sit in there. So just sitting there overnight or whatever you want to do. I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was, right? So, what else is with that? So, if to make your, especially your nighttime or daytime routine or whatever you want to do, you can, what I kind of did, because I knew she'd drink every hour, and I make her water extremely, extremely hot, and then leave it in the bottle. And by the time she wakes up, it will just be room temperature. Not room temperature, but it would be like warm. It would be hotter than room temperature, but not like scalding hot that her insides would die out, right? So it will be warmer than room temperature, but not as hot like it came out of the kettle. By the time she needed it, it was good. But if you can't do it for like 3 hours, you can do it for like 2 hours, or if you know she's about to wake up or something like that, you can do something like that for her or your child, him or her, it doesn't matter. Or if you like this better, if you know she's gonna wake up 2 times in the night, pre-scoop the formula and put it. That's if you use formula. If you don't use formula, if you're just using breast milk, kind of. If you want to, you have the baby warmer. If you depends how you are. If you have the money for the bottle warmer, I said baby warmer, the bottle warmer, you could pop it in there real quick, and it does it real pretty quick. I never used it, but my daycare for my daughter used it, because it's not cool to microwave babies. Bottles, it's just like you're trying to kill your child. To me, it's like give me a child pre-cancer. Why would you do that? I don't like when people do that either. So yeah. So you can pre-scoop how many scoops you're gonna need in the bottle. And if they start using cereal, because most time when kids, they usually around 4 or 5 months, they usually, depends what kind of kid you have, they can sleep through the night after 4 or 5 months. But my kids slept through the night all the time. So just started after a while, started not going to bed later now because she got older. Before she sleep very very well. So yeah, so you could pre-scoop your stuff in depending on how much bottles you might need through the night. So you don't have to really scoop. All you got to do is pour water in there. You can have a thermos. I got an excellent, it's a black one. I forgot the name of it. But that thermos is bomb diggity. All right. Because at first somebody had bought me a thermos. I didn't have a thermos at first. So I was planning to do breastfeeding and all that jazz all the time. My daughter was not into that, and I was definitely not into that. So I used to just do a lot of pumping. When I pumped, I would have so much daggone milk. I probably could have sold it if I want. I'm probably going to do it with my next kid. Some of my milk. Because I had so much milk, I could have froze if I wanted to, but I didn't. I pumped once a day. And I made several bottles for that once a day. Like, I would literally pump. And I'll do about, say, 2 and like the big bottles of like probably 2.5 of both titties. Probably 2.5 to 3 bottles a night, right? So I would just fill those bottles up, put them in the fridge, and throughout the day I'll just kind of pour 2 or 4 ounces or whatever. It was like at first she wasn't drinking for 2 ounces, she was drinking only 1 ounce. I have to feed her more often because of that, because like her stomach couldn't take the 2 ounces, whatever. And then she built up to it gradually. So I would just pour the 2 ounces when I needed it. So at first I wasn't using formula at all. I was just doing breast milk. So it took me a while to use the only one like going out. Like when I was going out, I'll have a breast milk ready, but I'll have like the bottle milk I took from the hospital. If you know what I saw in my other video, gotta take those milks from the hospital. I had like about 80 or 90 something. I had a good amount. I forgot the number I had, but I said in another video. So yeah. I had those when we was going out, and we went out almost all the time when she was like 3 days old. People say you shouldn't do, but I kept her covered up, and she never got sick from that. So, if anything, her immune system got stronger. But I had to go out. I had the only person to take care of myself and my business, so I had to get things out. I had to go here, there, and everywhere. So, I didn't really have a choice. So, it is what it is. I don't care who said I'm a bad mother. It's not that serious. It's not your business if you think about it. So, oh, I was like, oh, this one has a hole in it. Ugh, I hate things with holes. Okay, probably not this one. Probably this one. So, that's what I did with that. So, that worked out for me just fine. And, yeah. I'm just going to put that in there at this moment because I can't. Actually, I was going to put this with the scrunchies, I guess. So, yeah. I forgot my train of thought. So, yeah, that's a good way for kind of saving time at nighttime because you don't have to, all you got to do, the best thing also, I'm sorry, scoop it out in the bottles, so leave it like that. If you have one lukewarm bottle of water, and a thermos, so you don't have to wait, because especially if there's some kids, they be glutton, so if you don't glutton, they want to eat all the time. They just want to eat when they want to eat, when they get up at night. To make it faster for you, so they have machines that actually do this, but if you're not a baller, you're not going to have these machines. So, I know people who had machines, we had to buy a filter for them and all this stuff. It's like extra money on top of extra money. Kids are already expensive, but if you're a baller and you like, you know, you're executive of a company, CEO and whatever, probably you want to buy the machine because it makes your life easier and more faster and more efficient. But I would say this is garbage. What the hell? Why? Ugh. I don't know why this is in here. But things like this, I don't put in my daughter's hair. You feel me? I don't even know why this knotted up with this, but they about to both go in the garbage. They're so cheap anyway, you could just buy them back, whatever. But so yeah. So that's how that works. So you have a lukewarm bottle of water, you have your thermos. I was saying the thermos I bought from Target is wonderful. When I was in Jamaica, when I went down there, I had 2 thermoses. The smaller one would keep the water pretty good too. And then this black one I bought from Target kept the water for a long time also. So my mother-in-law would sometimes, you know, come down and help me, whatever like that, when she could, when she's not doing other stuff, and come visit the baby and myself in the house. And she was like, this, because like she do the bottle for me. She poured out like, this thing is still hot. And I'm like, yeah, it's been like 24 hours and still hot. Like it just got boiled. Like that's how good it was. Like the thermos was excellent. But the problem is when it's so hot, you have to have lukewarm water next to your bedstand. I mean, you have to have a bottle of water next to your bedstand, or a bottle of any. Probably don't want to use Poland Spring, what it means to be for me. So probably have some boiled water in like another container, was, you know, obviously with a cap on it. And when you need that water at nighttime, all you got to do is pour the hot water in it first, and then take some of the cooler water to kind of simmer it down a little bit. Or you can have, if you have it in the fridge, that's even better because it'll cool down the water even faster for you. Your baby will just be put in the baby's mouth, you'll be good to go. What else? What else are the tips you need? Even though I had my brother and I knew about the navel string thing, don't freak out. Well, I was in this program where like I could call a nurse anytime I want to and see like if anything happened to me or the baby, if I have like problems, I could call this nurse thing and they'll kind of, you know, help me and walk me through it. Her navel string didn't fall off yet, obviously, because, you know, it takes a little while. Approximately 2 weeks, depending on how baby is, happen with the baby, whatever. And it's always make sure you keep it dry. It'll fall off faster. If you keep on getting it wet, it's gonna take a longer time to fall off. That's what I was told. I made sure I kept that thing dry. So all I did was, I've seen this lady on YouTube wash the baby with it on. I'm like, is that gonna take a month to fall off? If that's the case, I'm like, you're not supposed to get it wet. I never seen anybody get it wet except that lady. I don't know, because I'm not gonna say what race she is, but I've never seen none of my people do that, and I never heard none of my people do that. So I'm like, I don't know. People don't also wash their chicken before they eat it, so I guess, you know, people could do what they want when they want, when they do what they want. So It's they kids, they life, whatever. I feel like the baby she was watching actually wasn't even her kid. But whatever, that's not my thing. That's not my territory to step into, you feel me? I be having this. I got this, I feel like I got this from, this is not from Dollar Tree. I thought it was from Dollar Tree, but it's not. But it was at 99 cents. I got it regular from my beauty supply store. But I like these little beads in the back. Makes it feel like it's not gonna snag on your hair, which is cool. But yeah. I don't know what I was saying before. I'm sorry. So yes, the bottle thing is a tip. The thermos thing with a tip is the put a bottle in the fridge is a tip. You could do the same thing when you're going out. Always have like a small bottle of like probably cold water or lukewarm water with you, so you can always cool down the other bottle that you had. Sometimes I actually make a lot of you. Sometimes I forgot to do that myself, so my daughter wouldn't have to wait a little while for that water. Thank God she wasn't a kid who like yelled off my head. I think I would have been like, "Girl, you better go sit down." You know, she a baby, so she was like, "I'm sitting down on you, mama." But yeah, but that's how that works. What other tips do I have? Make sure you take mad stuff from the hospital if you can. Bring a suitcase, empty suitcase. People have done this. I'm not the only person who says this stuff. Bring an empty suitcase if you can, and fill it up with stuff while you're there. And they know people are taking it. I think the hospital I was at, LIJ, they knew people were doing this, so they made sure people like write down what they like, how much diapers. I'll be like, I don't know, I'm not writing down. First of all, I'm in the hospital, but I'm not writing down every time she's peeing or eating or whatever. I'll talk about the navel string. Just make sure. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. So, and I'm not, I'm not gonna edit this, so good luck on understanding everything I'm saying. So the navel string, right? It's a little black thing they put over the belly button. I guess all cultures have the same thing looking like, So this is when she had a dress, and I feel like she never wore with that dress or outfit. I think she wore the outfit without the headband. I think I might have wore the headband mainly at church. I feel like or with me, when she's ahead at school, I feel like it's gonna get lost. So I never put it on her at school like that. I put a headband on her the other day, and I said, "Oh, where's the headband?" And I had to go inside and get it. So I guess I was right. So whatever. I think probably Katani was taking off the headband, to be honest, knowing her, because she takes it off all the time when she's with me. So I can imagine when she's in school with her little friend, trying to be all cheeky. So yeah, this little thing was dusty too. Oh my gosh, my friend says not only me, but you be cleaning, and like I feel like a day later, dust be just coming out of nowhere. We're like, where is these dust particles coming from? So annoying. I'm pretty far up. I feel like you should not be coming from me, dust. You should not be coming from me. But yeah, keep the navel string clean, keep it dry, and that's the fastest it's gonna come off. And even though I had my brother and I seen his navel string come off and everything, I'm like, is her belly button look fine? It looks kind of red. My daughter was very, very light when she was born. She's darker now, but she was very, very light. I'm like, is her navel infected? I don't know. Yeah, mind you, she probably went to the doctor yesterday, and the doctor said like, oh my God, it's keeping fine. And I'm like, I'm freaking out. I call a nurse and I say, yeah, she's fine. I'm like, oh my God, she fell off. I probably didn't rub it and hurt it, but she's not crying, so I know it shouldn't hurt. But I've seen navel, not on my own daughter. Thank God. I think I would have freaked out. I don't know how the other mother kept her life together. But I've seen navel strings ooze out with like pus and like liquid. If you see that crap happening, bring it to the doctor and bring it to the doctor's attention. At first they're gonna tell you like, just keep it dry. Don't really put nothing on it. I forgot to tell you to probably put it on it, but they used to tell you just keep it dry, and it's like if the water is coming out, you could squeeze it together and try to get all the water out if you can. I think it's like, oh my God, the umbilical cord was like connected to that. The life support was like, oh my gosh. But just keep it dry and you'll be fine. They have this thing, I know somebody who did it with their own kid, that's why I'm saying this. They have this spray in the doctor's office. If it doesn't, after the navel string has fallen off, and after a week or two, because I think they made her wait like a week or two, go to the doctor's office, and they have this thing, this liquid, they just spray on it, and it just starts making the area just shrivel up, and and come into their regular belly button, and it'll just be, it's really, really fast. I think she said it happened in a day, and her belly button looked normal after that. So just make sure you keep it dry. Don't make water touch it. and it will heal good. And if it doesn't start healing after the navel string had fall off, like if it looks like green or red or white liquid, if it's liquid, especially liquid, if it's dry and it looks like it's like brownish or whatever, no, it doesn't look like it's getting rotten. And if it smells, have a smell to it, was not cool, definitely go to the doctor, because that means something is definitely wrong. It's not gonna mean like your baby's gonna die or anything. It just means they have to put something on it to make it start drying up, because it's supposed to dry by itself. And maybe sometimes, especially for boys, might be the piss like on the pamper, because you know their little ding dong. And see, make sure you put the ding ding down, so you know the pee doesn't go up and probably hit the belly button. That could be also be a thing. So just be aware. I've seen kids' little pee-pees go up, and they'll actually wet up parts of the pamper, especially if they pee too much, and they'll be, you know, crazy. So just be aware of stuff like that, okay? What else? What else? What else? Oh, if some strollers don't come with this, and some, because my daughter my daughter was 6 pounds and change, and like 11 or 12 ounces. I always forget, because one of my people that I know had a son a month after me. So because they're so close in weight, and she told me his weight, and they literally, she's born on the 12th, he's born on the 13th of September, and he's I think 6'11", 6 pounds 11 ounces. And my daughter's 6'12". Well, my daughter, I always forget, because it's so close in weight and it's so close to the birthday. So every time I think about it now, I always forget how much she weighs. It's kind of sad. I hope she doesn't ask me, Mommy, how much I weigh? You gotta look at the birth certificate. I'm sorry, babes. I'm sorry, babes. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yes, the strollers. Cause my daughter's head was so small. I thank God, because I don't know if I could get my hoo-ha if her head was that big. Like, bruh, have you seen my dome? If you see my other videos, my husband in it, like, our domes are not small. So you know my daughter's head was not gonna be small, but it came out small enough, and I thank God. I was praying to Jesus. I was like, Lord, I don't know if I can take it. Oh yeah, they told me my daughter's gonna be 8 pounds and change. I was like, thank God she didn't come out on 8 pounds. I could not do it. I would have to, because what goes in must come out. But Lord, I would have had to panic on that table and let's just drop out, fall out. It was mad stuff in here. What the hell just fall out? I guess I'll keep this. Nah, the ridges is not on it. I can't keep that. I probably should have put a trash can over here so I wouldn't have this problem, but whatever. So they have this thing what like holds their head. I don't know what it's called. I don't know names of stuff. But they had a part what holds their head kind of in place, like a head holder, if you want to hold it. Like in the, sometimes some car seats have it. Some strollers, I don't think strollers come with it, do they? I think some do come with it. But sometimes some strollers and the car seats come together, so you can always detach it from one to put it to the other. So I had the one, my stroller, my car seat had it, but because my daughter's head was too small, I had to get a smaller one. I bought it online, and then it came in the mail. So if your child head is kind of like bobbing along, you see, I'm like, that's not cool. I guess you could use a blanket if you want, or a pillow, but I feel like it's better if you get one of those because it makes it more secure, and I feel like they're not going to stifle this off and die. So also, I guess if your child has died in your sleep, probably would say, don't do this. Don't feel like I feel like for new parents, probably for old parents, it's not the same way. But every minute my daughter was in her room, well, next to me, because she sat next to me until she was like forever. Well, she had a pack and play at one point, but that's a different story. So, yeah. So I will always check to make sure she's alive. Like, I thought she was dead or dying. We talk about SIDS and all that foolishness. And I always make her sleep on her stomach. Most of the time, I didn't make her sleep on her back. Her daycare had her make her sleep on her back. But I didn't like her sleeping on her back. I made her sleep on her stomach. I wasn't about that back life. Because I saw her choking one time and she could hardly breathe. Like, I was in a hospital. And somebody came to visit me. So I had got my daughter, because they had to do some tests or whatever on her. So they brought her back. And I guess they fed her while she was away from me for a little bit. And she starts to throw up. You know, not throw up, but puke up. So I'm talking to the person. I'm like talking to them. And my daughter starts to like, it's like she can't breathe. And she's like, you know, moving her head. And she moved her head a lot when she was like she's like 3 days old and she's holding up her head already. So she know how to do that, but not on her back. She could hold her head up on her stomach at like 3, 4 days old, right? These kids nowadays be going up too fast. I don't know where they going, but so that happened, and she looked like she couldn't. I had to literally pick her up and put her to the side. So I make her sleep on her side or on her stomach, because she could move her head, so I didn't even care, because she was not about that life. So I didn't care, like but I thought she'd be fine. I put on her back sometimes, but not all the time. But the daycare had her on her back all the time, which I hated, because why? Her hair fell out. When I fell out, it started thinning because of that. So a lot of babies have that. The side of her hair still is not trying to keep up with her body, but the back of her hair is definitely grown, because they used to braid her hair all the time. Now it's not braiding, so I hope it doesn't fall out. I feel like that's what's gonna happen now because of that. But I need to get somebody to start braiding her hair again, because I don't braid that nicely and it doesn't look that great, so I don't like to really braid her hair often. If I'm gonna take it out, I don't want to be the one braiding them all. I don't know how people do it, but I don't like to do it. I don't like to take them out, so I'm not that kind of person, not that kind of girl. So what else other tips can I give you guys? Hopefully I write these stuff down in the description. If I remember. What else can I tell you guys? What other tips and tricks? And I used to pee with her when I had the body thing, which I didn't wear it often. I used to, and this makes, you could pee real, it's hard, but it's not hard. Like, you pee with that thing and she's attached to you, just like, make sure she don't fall out. Or he don't fall out. I have a daughter, so I'm just saying her. What else? What other tips and tricks? People say you shouldn't do this, but like if your baby is crying a lot and is like annoyed and the food is not there yet, also put pacifiers and stuff into the boiling water, or make it or have a different container for it. But I usually put the pacifier in that boiling water to sterilize it, because you don't know what germ people be not washing it. I'm like, no, I had like 4 pacifiers, and I would have one on and I had a draining rack for my stuff too, and I'll still rinse it out after that before I put it in her mouth. But yeah, I used to do that. Oh my gosh. But sorry, I'm thinking about something totally different. But put the pacifier. I used to put her little spoons in there too. The spoons I had probably wasn't good for that, because when it goes in hot water, if it goes anything hot, it turns color, so it turns white until it gets back cool again. But I think those spoons are actually very good, especially if you're not like, you take food out and you don't realize it's too hot, and then you see the spoon turn color, so you're like, oh my god, it's too hot for the baby. Don't give it to the baby. Be careful when you're first giving them food, like stuff from Gerber. First, they say try them with a little bit first to make sure they're not allergic, and then wait, like say give them half or whatever. Don't try to give them a full thing, and see if they're allergic to it first, and then wait. They say wait a couple of days. You could like do one today and then do one tomorrow, but don't give them like a full one at first, and then wait a couple of days to make sure they're not allergic, because you'd be surprised what kids are allergic to. You'd be like, oh my god, apples are cool. They're so yummy. They're so tasty, and your child's like, hole is closing up. And also, I bought this late, but I should have always had it, but I never had to use it, thank God. Baby Benadryl, children's Benadryl. They have the liquid kind, which is very, very good. They probably have an age limit on it, whatever. But if your baby is like a couple months old, the age limit is not for that child, just give them half of a spoon. If you see your child's throat is closing up because they ate something they're not supposed to have, and a Benadryl, say use them at 1 year old, but the cops are not going to get there fast enough for you, use a baby Benadryl, because that helps with like allergic reactions. And by the time the paramedics come, they can give your child I forgot the thing, people who get allergic to whatever, EpiPen or whatever like that, and they can give that child that before they get to the hospital. So I'm sorry, if it's going to help my child out without dying. Like, I was watching this court show. This lady said her friend's daughter had died at the table because they didn't know she was, and mind you, this was a teenager. She died at the table because they didn't know she was allergic to shrimp. I don't know how she ate shrimp that late. I feel like it probably wasn't the shrimp. Especially that she's that old. I think it was probably something was in the shrimp, but they probably just thought it was shrimp. But how do I know? I'm not a doctor. And then she ended up dying because they didn't know she was allergic to it, and then she went out and eat it. So, especially if you go on big trips too and go to a different country with your child or even yourself, especially if you're an adult, probably even have a child's Benadryl if you're going to a different country and eating new food. You never know what they have out there, what you're allergic to, or seasonings or whatever, and you throw it in and closing up. And if you take a tablet of Benadryl, it's not gonna work as fast as liquid. So you go just take twice the amount of the children, and it should be work fine until you get to a hospital. That's just a tip right there. For the adults or kids, it's all about saving lives, people. So when you go on trips with your children or yourself, always have Benadryl. I think that's a good thing to have. If you're going to like Florida, probably not. If you're going out the country to like China, Africa, Australia, and you're not, unless you're used to the food of those countries already. But again, China, even if they're going to have Chinese food here, it's not the same Chinese food they have in China. We all know that already. So, and they be cooking up anything. So, they're very, even Africa, they be eating, this lady told me, they be cooking everything over there too. She said her family, she's African, her husband is African, but they be eating snails as a delicacy, and she's not about that life, but they be giving it to her, like, she's like, nah, I'm good. So that's not even about babies, but, if you can afford to try to get one of those, don't hold your kids in the hand too much because they get used to that, and daycare providers usually don't want to hold the kids that long, and because they have other kids to watch plus your kid. Have those like the swings or vibrating chairs. So hopefully your kid likes those. What else? I probably should have wrote down like a list of things, but I did not. So, what else is there about babies? They're feeding. If they're not latching properly, just pump, and try not to get the hand pump. Try to get the electronic pump. I feel like that's better and it's stronger, and I feel like it gets out all the juices. Like, and you don't have to hold it, so you could do something else while you just going. Like the one I had, I think it was an English one. It was like freaking amazing. What else? What else is there? I think that's it that I can think of right now. Is if your baby is scratching their face, put like mittens or gloves on, not gloves, but socks on their hands. My daughter was not about, I think when I started doing it too late, but she didn't really like the socks on her hands, so she used to always pull it off her hands. Teething, you'd be surprised. Kids can get teething. I never used the teething, I guess the numbing stuff for their gums. I learned about that life. She got to fight through the pain, babe. But I think she was pretty good. She got a rash, a huge rash on her face. And nobody, like, you know, the mothers of the church, we trying to act like, oh, what is that? People used to ask me, like, they didn't know what it was. And it was like, what is that? I'm like, it's a rash. But I didn't know why it was a rash. My daughters, especially when they're teething, you know, I change it so often, but she would teeth and her water would go so much on the bib. And she'll put the bib, especially when she's sleeping, she'll sleep on the bib. And the bib would go on her face, and it'll be on her face. And my daughter, because the spot where she had the rash on it because of the teething, she would itch it, and then it'll start bleeding. So to get the rash off, I went to the doctor. The doctor didn't want to give me nothing too harsh, but I'm like, it's not getting better. I was using ND ointment. I was using other stuff to make it dry out, and it's hard for not to make her itch. But if she's in her bed and, you know, she's going to be there chilling, but she's going to itch her face. So they gave me this antibiotic cream. I think that's what it is. And it worked miracles, child. Like, miracles. I was like, thank you. And I use that thing now when she gets like a little rash. So, like, not rash, she gets like heat rashes. Well, I guess it's a rash, yeah, sure. But it's because of the heat, not because I'm dirty or nothing like that. Or she's dirty. Only because of heat rash. The heat pee, I think, is just a trial. And I don't do well with heat, so I don't know if she's going to do well with heat. So, we'll see how that works out. Her body's already going against the heat, so it is what it is. So, yeah, I'm almost organized, guys. Look at this. While I was here chatting with you, chatting it up. Look at this. Look at this. Ooh, some stuff fell. So the ones that's broken and stuff like that, I put it to the side so I could just put it away in the garbage when I'm done. So I put the bubbles in these in the same one. I didn't have another bag because the other bag is ripped, so I didn't want nothing to fall through. And these are smaller, so I'm going to put these together. The headband, I'm just probably in a Ziploc bag for now until I get something else to separate it. When I was moving, I had a lot of these kind of book bags. I go to like a lot of fairs and stuff. So I put everything in here. Most of the stuff's going to fit in here, but I put most of the jar stuff in here. So everything went in here. There's more stuff in here? Yes, it is. So I use this for something else. Probably like These are good when you're traveling with like shoes. I don't know why people, this is a different thing. I don't know why people, when people travel, they just putting their shoes up in their suitcase like it's okay. No, your shoes put on the floor with spit, doo-doo, vomit, maybe period blood. You don't know what's on the floor. Dog piss. It's just like, you don't know what's on the floor. You put on your clothes and the clothes you put on your body. Why do I have this rag? Because you put your dirty shoes in your suitcase. Sorry about it. So, dag, I got it from this Canadian girl. Dag. So, yeah, sorry. So yes, put your stuff like in Express. They usually give you, I don't know if they do it for all shoes, but they used to do it. Give you this black, and I can't even wear their shoes because my feet are too daggone big after my pregnancy. I need to lose some weight, but whatever. So they give you this black bag and they put your shoes in. So if you go like fairs and stuff, or it's probably not that expensive in the store, but I got it for free. I got a lot of these, and I still have some from back in the day, from when it was popular when I was in high school. Cause I had like two. I bought two. Those Nike ones. This one that was like the thing. Obviously, no, I didn't bring that much books to school because they can't fit that much. But yeah, I was in high school when they came out. It was popular. But I was high school. Yeah, it was high school. So I had a couple of those, but this came for free from a fair, so that's what I used to put our stuff in when we was moving. So yeah. So yeah, those are good to put like your shoes in and things like that, because you keep your shoes away from your clothes that goes in your body. Like, would you put your foot in your mouth? So please don't put your foot like on your clothes. Like, it just, your shoes, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't, when people do it, I'm like, I'd be in shock and amazed when I go to like hotels with people. I was sharing a room. I'm like, if you put that on your clothes, that means I'm in the same germs. I'm sharing a bed with you. You giving me germs. Like, literally, you giving me germs, because you're nasty. And you put it on my bed, and me and my child are sleeping with you. But usually not, because I have a baby. I got a bed for myself, which is awesome. So I'm happy about that. So just want to push out more kids, doesn't it? Probably not. I don't know how you feel. And the pain of childbirth. If you don't have pain, you lucky. Even it messed up your life, but it definitely messed up mine. I was cussing her out while I was giving. If you don't know the Garden of Eden, the curse on us women is with childbirth, yada yada yada, sweat of our brow, whatever. But yeah. So that's that. Did I put the wrong thing over here? That's the right thing. That's right. But so yeah. I'm thinking of other tips. I can't think of any other tips to say right now. Actually, I don't know where to put this. This is like more of an accessory. Not accessory, but it's a hair thing, but it's just like, it's a bun. I really don't use it like that. But what other tips and tricks I could give you? I can't think of any more. We should have wrote some down. Oh, Lord. Some people say your child shouldn't drink water. I didn't make the doctor was like, don't drink water, but I have like white doctors. So they say black doctors and white doctors, we having two different things. I don't know if that's true, but from when like my other peoples have kids, I be asking them, they be saying, you don't give your daughter water. And because the way my daughter, I didn't want to give it to her because she wasn't gaining weight fast enough for my doctor. So I prefer to fill up her belly more with milk and just plain water. So that's one reason why I didn't give her water until she was like probably 2 or 3 months old. And that, I think, affected her for a while, not drinking water. But now she drinks a lot of water, which is good. Because she sees me drink a lot of water, and I have a water bottle was designated for that. So she's like into the water because I'm into the water. So water. So yeah. But people say you should get a baby water even when they're a couple of weeks old, but don't get them like a lot. Get them like under an ounce. But like at the time, I didn't want to give it to her because she's not getting weight from the milk. So I'm like, if I give her water, she's just getting full off of that. She's not getting actually any nutrients or anything off of that. So I'm like, this is not working for me. But her poop came out fine, so I guess it wasn't a big deal. So I would probably put my combs in here. I think I'm gonna do that because this have a hole in it anyway. Combs are big enough; they shouldn't get lost in it. I have more combs in the bathroom. One of my combs got lost in it. I don't know how, because the bathroom is not that big. It's like a mini mansion. The hotel bathroom. Like, I don't know where stuff is getting lost in there for. Ooh, look at the dimples in my face. Oh my gosh. Little baggy. I try to reuse everything. I'm putting my little toothbrushes. That's way I used to put down my baby hairs. You know, I feel like I don't have baby hairs, but you know, do my edges. As young people say nowadays, they say edges. But yeah, that's some tips, tricks, and things for when you have a baby. A baby. Why do I have her socks in here? I'm so done with myself. I'm always finding socks things. My daughter's socks everywhere. So yo, it's so hot. I'm burning up. But yeah, that's some things when you have a newborn baby that you can kind of, you know about, which is kind of cool. I hope what I give you some of my tips, tricks, and I hope you got it to the end of the video. Tricks and tips about, stuff. So I hope to help you out. I hope I hope you subscribe. Damn, this is long. I was talking for that long. Wow. Okay then. Bye guys. We're blessed and highly favored. Be